Come on to my house, I'm going.
Today we're going to talk about the most popular haircut from the 1940s, the Middy. The basic features of the Middy are the shorter in the front, longer in the back, the U-shape cut in the back of the hair, so it's not cut flat, but rather cut in a U shape in the back. And also this style has lots of layers that are really great for curls. Most of the haircuts that you would see in the 40s, especially on movie stars, were some variation of the Middy hairstyle. The basic Middy had 4-inch layers on the front and around to the back.
Give you apple, plum, and apricot too. Come on to my house, come on.
So today's tutorial is going to show you how we can fake this haircut and get the great style without having one. So let's talk about the basic things about your haircut that will make it easier or harder to fake this style. First off, layers. You really need the layers to get this nice curl going on. Just to get the right shape, the layers are essential. So if you don't have layers in your hair and you want to get that 40s look, consider at least getting some layers put in your hair, even if you're not willing to get an authentic Middy haircut, because it will help you out a lot. It's also helpful if your hair is already a little shorter in the front and longer in the back, or at least not the reverse, where it's shorter in the back and longer in the front. That'll be the cut that's hardest to overcome. Keep watching to see the tutorial on how to do this 1940s Middy style hairdo without having a Middy haircut. This is how we are going to be faking our Middy. I used sponge rollers here just so you guys could see a lot easier what was going on. I know that pin curls can be really hard to see on film, especially when you have dark hair like me. So what I've done is rolled all of my rollers in the same direction except my bangs. So everything is rolled kind of in a down direction, so rolled under. Now, to get that general U shape in the back of our hair, we're going to be curling and having our curlers in the back sit lower than the ones in the front. So to kind of fake that having the shorter hair in the front, we're going to roll farther up the head. And on this side, I've also used smaller rollers to help with that. It'll give a tighter curl, and so the hair will look shorter in the front, even if it's not, or even if it's not quite as short as you'd like it to be. Now my bangs I've rolled to the side, away from my part. So it looks like they're kind of going a different direction, but if they were to be lined up with all the other colors, they'd still be rolling in that kind of downward direction. So we're kind of creating this artificial U shape by doing the smaller, tighter rolled curlers in the front where we want it to be shorter, and using larger curlers and not rolling them up quite so far in the back where we want it to be longer.
My house, come on. Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you pigs and...
So we can already see that the shape that we want is already kind of present, even though we haven't done anything to it yet. So it's definitely kind of longer in the back and shorter in the front. Now my hair is naturally a little bit shorter in the front than the back because that's how my cut is, but it's not a Middy cut, so it's definitely not as drastic of a change in length as if I did have a Middy with the same length hair in the back. But again, that rolling up tight and those smaller rollers are going to help us keep the front hair shorter than the back hair and give us that Middy look. So I'm going to be brushing out. There we go. So you can already see short in front, long in the back. Another thing you can do to get that change in height going in your hair is to brush the back out more than the front. So I'm going to kind of be leaving the front alone a little bit more and brushing the back out so that the front really holds the curl up and the back just gets brushed out a little bit more. Again, creating that difference in length even if we don't really have it. See what we can do over here. This side is not cooperating quite as nicely. So we can see we have some hairs here that obviously didn't get set properly. They're still really long. So what I'm going to do to trick these hairs is to have them tucked behind my ear. So that way they're automatically visually in the back section of the hair and not in the front. If you like, you can bobby pin them back in there if you're worried that they're going to fall out or come to the front of the ear, or you can just kind of set it behind. And that already visually just makes the shape look a lot more authentic than if we leave it hanging out in the front. And my bangs, usually I just kind of let my bangs do whatever they are in the mood to do that particular day. Bangs are hard to get a really good set out of because they change length so much. So unless you're keeping up with it and maintaining the same length all the time and you can get used to that length of bang, it can be really hard to get your bangs to do consistently. So I usually just kind of see what they want to do. Alright, they're being really funky. So we're going to just brush them under and try and create a little rolled bang. A bang or a buddy bang is not a requirement for the Middie haircut, but you can certainly fake the Middie shape with or without bangs. So then I just have a little rolled bang here. Something else you can do to fake a Middie haircut if you don't have one is pull the sides back, because then we don't necessarily have to see the difference in the length, but it will still look period and authentic. So for example, if we want to take this side and kind of pull it back, you can get a nice little 40s do. And this is a really great option too. If you have one side that comes out kind of funky, is to pull it back. And then visually, when you would look, you would not be expecting the same kind of upward shape because the hair's been pulled back and that shape's been disturbed. But mine's looking pretty nice, so I'm going to leave it down for today. So, and then you just kind of want to play with the curls till you get them lying somewhere that you like. For a 40s look, I do like them a bit more kind of bushy. And then for a 50s look, with kind of a Middie shape, I would brush them around my hand, make them a little bit smoother. But this is coming out really nice. So, this is our 1940s faked Middie hairstyle. Thanks for watching.
And grapes and cakes and come on to my house, come on. Come on to my house, come on.